received. On our way.
Any unit to assist my 1527.
MP from Kilo 4, repeat location and show us a...
Barry! Carking!
Yes, Kilo 4, 126 High Street, Barking.
Sierra Oscar from 577 receiving.
What's this all about? I haven't done anything.
Why didn't you stop?
Because we haven't done anything. We were just trying to get to the chippy.
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you. Now get out of my way, all right?
Okay, what's your name?
Why? I've done nothing wrong.
Name! Last chance. Name and address, or you're going down the road. Go ahead, son. Pick it up.
You're not taking me.
And it's my pleasure to welcome you to Sun Hill's first mobile crime prevention centre, which will provide local residents with expert, on-the-spot and free advice on all aspects of home security wherever they live. Special thanks to the local Chamber of Commerce, who funded this entire operation, and to Sun Hill's Police Consultative Committee. It only shows what we can all achieve if we all work together, not only in the area of crime prevention, but in that vital area of building cooperation and goodwill between the local police and all members of the local community. Thank you.
To him?
Trying to have a go at me.
I didn't touch you, and you know it.
What's this then, moon glow?
What about the others? I couldn't keep up with them.
Robbery in progress now.
All units, panic over. We found Tony. Tell the custody officer we've got one coming in. Oh, shit.
Very impressive exhibition, John.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, even picked up a few hints myself.
I'm glad to hear it, sir.
Tell you what, why don't you come down and talk to the Police Consultative Committee meeting tonight?
Sir?
Yes, something different. Local. Be plenty of them there.
Well, I'd like to do my best, sir, but you see, the thing is...
John, bring WPC data along with you. Town Hall.
Yes, sir. Narika?
Yeah?
What time's the PCC meeting?
It's about 7:30. Why?
Then you and I seem to have a date.
Well, stuff it then. What's your name, son?
Bradley. Nigel Bradley.
Nigel? You ought to be kidding. Empty your pockets.
What's wrong with Nigel? Or do you think somebody who looks like me ought to be called Leroy or Winston or Wayne?
Nigel Bradley. Occupation?
Student.
Meaning unemployed, right?
Meaning student in computer programming at the Polytechnic.
Address, Mr. Bradley?
42 Venice Street.
And the charge?
Assault on police and resisting arrest.
What? That's it?
For the moment, yeah. We're working on the rest.
What do you mean, the rest? I was just running along the street, unless it's a crime to run along the street.
Hold it, you get your turn in a minute. Go on.
The prisoner's behaviour gave me reason to believe that an offence might have been committed. PC Stringer's checking on it now.
The only offence that's been committed is this. By him on me.
I had to use a certain amount of force to restrain him when he became violent. He was about to attack me.
Me? Then how come I'm the only one around here with my face bashed in?
Did you threaten this officer?
No. I wasn't trying to threaten him. I was trying to defend myself. He was going to stick me for no good reason. No reason at all, except maybe because I'm black and he's the filth.
That's rubbish, Sarge.
Just tell me this. Would you have gone after a bunch of white boys just because they were trying to get to the Chippy before it closed?
The Chippy?
Yeah. The one on Victoria Street. We always go there on a Tuesday, straight after lectures, but we were a bit late getting out this time. I was starving. We all were. I still am.
The point
is, we're sick and tired of being stopped and searched just because we're black. Listen, you guys, all you have to do is see us picking our noses to have us up against the wall on susser sniffing coke. That's why we don't stop anymore when you tell us to. We've had it up to here, every one of us. I want to phone a solicitor.
OK, Mr. Bradley. See what's keeping Stringer, will you?
Right.
Nothing at all.
No report of any crime, disturbance, or anything else in that area. At least not during the last couple of hours.
They had to be running away from something.
Yeah, the Wicked Witch of the West.
Just our luck. Now what?
That is your problem, Stringer. Yours and Stan's.
Nothing.
Nothing? Don't believe it.
Believe it. Section 25 apart, we couldn't even nick him for littering.
Then why the hell did he make a run for it?
Or maybe they were just trying to get to the Chippy, like he said.
Well, it still doesn't entitle him to have a go at me.
Or vice versa, eh?
What?
You know what I mean.
Barry?
I asked you if I could phone a solicitor.
His name, Mr. Bradley?
Her name is Judy Reardon. I don't know her number.
Miss Reardon of Reardon and Goldsmith?
Yeah, that's the one.
Life goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So life goes on and on and on.
Narika?
Shall I make us a cup of tea?
Yeah, well, it'll have to be a quick one. We're due at the PCC meeting in half an hour. Where's the relief?
I don't suppose anyone's thought of that, do you?
Well, look, get on to Scannell. Tell them to get a move on, will you?
Sierra Oscar from 181 receiving, over.
Sierra Oscar receiving. Go ahead, Narika.
Could you check up on our relief at the crime prevention caravan? We've been instructed to attend the PCC meeting.
That's a bit short notice, isn't it?
Look, until your relief arrives, the only thing you can do is make the caravan secure and proceed directly to the PCC meeting.
OK, thanks. Do you hear?
I heard. I thought those two would wriggle out of it somehow.
Well, Sergeant Peters is right. We'll have to let him go. Release him without charge.
I'm sorry, sir, I don't understand. I arrested this man because I believe...
The fact is, Stamp, that you appear to have arrested the man merely because he was running down the street. Now, don't you think that was something of an overreaction?
Sir, I felt I had good reason. We both felt we had good reason to believe that an offence might have been committed. Right, Barry?
Well, Bradley was one of a gang, sir. All of them were running away from something. They all took off the moment they spotted us. It could have been a wind-up.
And yet there was no report of any crime within the immediate vicinity?
No, sir.
So they could have been trying to get to the chip shop?
Yes, sir.
Any form?
Apparently not. He was clean when they brought him in.
His facial injuries?
I used no more force than was necessary, sir. It happened like I said.
No witnesses, unfortunately. Or should I say, fortunately?
No, sir. Say unfortunately. If you'd been there, you would have seen I had no choice.
That still doesn't mean you had to jump in with both feet. Especially as it now appears we can't substantiate any charge against the man whatsoever.
He resisted arrest. He tried to have a go at me.
But he didn't actually hit you. He says the scratch on your eye happened during the struggle.
Yes, well...
Right, so when did he try to have a go at you?
Look, sir, with respect...
Just answer the question, Stamp.
before I went to arrest him, sir. Look, what was I meant to do? Let him come at me, stand there and take it?
All right, that's enough.
No, sir! If you think I've broken the rules, then fine. Chuck the book at me. But nothing I've done is against pace. Not as far as I see it, anyway. You do what you have to do, and that's all I did.
Yes, well, whatever the circumstances, you've given them all the ammunition they need.
Given who?
The Committee for Police Accountability.
Are you saying Bradley's one of that lot?
I don't know about him, but his brief certainly is.
Not what's her name? Trudie Reardon.
Miss Reardon, I'd just like to thank you for
No trouble at all, Nigel, so don't worry. Now, look, I want you to come and talk to the group about what happened. I mean, how you think it's going to affect your family and you. And, of course, there's the business of the complaint.
I don't think that
Well, that can wait for the time being. Now, do you feel fit enough to walk, or shall I bring the car out?
Yeah, I'm fine. I
Good,
just
because
don't...
there isn't much time.
And it's all very well for Chief Superintendent Brownlow to say how concerned he is about the increase in racist attacks on the Kenley Park housing estate against members of a similar community in particular. But as their local councillor, what I want to know is, what are the police doing about it?
My resources, as you know, are strictly limited. And despite that fact, we have doubled the number of home beat officers on the estate in question. And despite that, and here I agree with you, it's not solved the problem, and frankly, I don't think it ever will.
Well, there you are, then.
Chair, how can Councillor Spencer castigate the police for not being able to stop these racial attacks when it was the council itself which created the situation in the first place?
What are you talking about, Dorothy?
What you talking about? Oh, you know very well what she's talking about. You were warned at the time you were asking for trouble. I mean, the council telling the Kenley Park Residents Association that they had no money to keep the community centre open.
Well, don't blame the council, blame the government. If your lot hadn't rate-capped us in the first place.
And a good thing, too, for all of us.
The only way to combat racial harassment is through the joint initiative between the police and the local community set up by this committee, with us all working together. And until we can break down this barrier between certain sections of the public and the police, I'm afraid racial harassment will continue to increase.
Do you reckon he'll make a complaint?
I don't know, do I? I feel like making one myself. I mean, what's Munro doing? He joined the Royal Society of Prevention of Police Work or what?
I'll leave it out, Tony. He didn't have any choice. His brief would have taken you apart. Besides, you asked for it, didn't you?
Meaning what?
Well, it was a bit iffy from the start, wasn't he? He was only a student. Never been in any kind of trouble before.
As far as you know.
Come on! Did you really have to give him a good going over? Was he really that much of a threat?
No, of course he wasn't. I knew he didn't intend to smash my skull in. I roughed him up because I enjoy roughing up members of the public, especially innocent young blokes. It gives me a buzz. Know what I mean? Well, like you said, I'm known for it. You prat.
We have experimented with crime prevention centres in the past via the use of temporarily unoccupied shops in the major shopping centres. The establishment of a permanent travelling exhibition is a great step forward in the fight against crime throughout the borough. Let me give you a few statistics based upon our very first day as a fully operative anti-crime centre. Leaflets requested by the public...
Rubbish!
This is all a con. As I said, leaflets requested 172, which, in my opinion, indicates the increasing public awareness of the need for adequate protection against the...
What we need is, what the public needs is protection against police brutality.
Quiet, please. Now, can I have a little quiet, please? Thank you. May I remind all those in the public gallery that they are here only as spectators and that they must not interrupt the proceedings of the committee.
I'm sorry, Chair, but this is a public meeting. And as members of the public, we have a right to be heard. We demand that this totally unrepresentative group be disbanded and that the police be made directly accountable to a democratically elected committee, because until that happens, the working people of this borough and every ethnic minority will continue to be unfairly treated, discriminated against, and, like this young man here, stopped and searched without good cause, then brutally beaten up this very afternoon by an officer of the law.
What the hell is she talking about? I don't know.
No collaboration with the racist police! No collaboration! No collaboration!
All right, that's it. I said that's it.
No collaboration!
Any further disturbance, I have no choice but to clear the public gallery.
No collaboration! No collaboration! No collaboration with the racist police! No collaboration! No
Public gallery is now closed. All leave immediately.
On a point of order, Chair, Chief Superintendent Brownlow has no authority to clear the public gallery, and I cannot understand how this committee, which is supposed to represent the community as a whole, can possibly endorse the actions of the police. What you should be doing is fighting the abolition of the stop and search laws, instead of taking part in what is merely some cynical public relations exercise in police accountability. What's more...
Point of information, Miss Reardon. The Chief Superintendent ordered the gallery cleared at my request, and I do have the authority to ask you to leave. I also have the authority to have you forcibly ejected if you refuse. Now, what's it to be?
You're in the wrong lot, darling.
How can you go against your own people? How can you live with yourself? We don't want your kind here. Why don't you go back to where you came from? What, to Oxbridge?
Is this the man who was stopped and searched?
Right.
Can you tell us what happened? Have you anything to add, Miss Reardon?
Yes, Alec. The crime prevention caravan will be open again this evening. Well, as soon as we can get somebody over there. Who wants to know? Well, thank him for his interest and tell him to come back in an hour or so, right?
Handel, what the hell is going on?
Sir?
Judy Reardon, that client of hers.
Oh, Nigel Bradley.
Yes, she claims he was knocked about by one of our officers.
A PC stamp, sir, but the fact is...
Yes, well, I'd like to hear it from him. Where is he now?
Area car, sir, but I really
right,
think...
well, get him back here now. I want to talk to him in my office.
Yes, sir.
577 receiving. Go ahead, Skip.
Is Tony Stamp with you, Barry?
Yes, Sarge.
Tell him to report back to Sunhill straight away, please. The Chief Super wants him.
Received, Skip.
The hell's he want?
Well, what happened? You were with Tony this afternoon.
Not for all of it, no.
But did he ever go?
Said he had no choice. The bloke had a go at him.
And did he?
Look, I don't know, do I? Why don't you ask him?
I will, but I'm asking you first. Look, I've just been accused of quite a lot, right? How am I supposed to defend myself against things like that?
Like what?
Like, my honky colleagues go around knocking the living daylights out of anyone they fancy.
You know better than that. It's Tony Stamp we're talking about. He's not exactly a fully paid-up member of the Ku Klux Klan.
And you can consider yourself damn lucky that Bradley, through his solicitor, has informed me that he won't be pressing for an official inquiry.
No, sir.
No. Only because in the absence of witnesses, they know it would be a waste of time.
Sir, that's not the only reason, is it?
Have you any idea what the press are going to make of this? It's going to set us back months.
Sir, with respect, I was only trying to do my job.
Stan,
I had reason...
Have you heard of the Plus program?
Yes, sir.
Designed to give the job a better image, to show the public we care. You can honestly tell me that you acted with compassionate restraint, can you? Without prejudice?
Yes, sir. And I still think Bradley should have been charged.
Oh, you do you?
Yes, sir. In my opinion, he should have been done under Section 25, even though he is a member of the anti-police movement.
Sorry?
Sir.
Stamp, there is the world of difference between an anti-police movement and a police accountability group. He wasn't part of any movement. Although, thanks to your actions, he probably is now.
Then why did he do a runner?
What?
It happens, doesn't it? The suspect sees us coming and makes a run for it, deliberately provoking us. Then claims harassment, assault, wrongful arrest, the works.
And you're telling me that's what happened in this case?
I don't know, sir, but I think it's a possibility.
Well, we'll never know now, will we?
Tony,
I'd like to see him on the streets.
this Bradley business.
Jeez, not you as well. Yeah, that to you, Nigel Bradley.
That's all over.
And not for me, it isn't. I really went through it at that PCC meeting, and I want to know what happened.
Go away, Narika.
A black student gets arrested and released without even being charged. and
Look, what's the matter with you, love?
Are you going to tell me?
Look, I heard you got a rough ride, and I'm sorry, but that's the price you pay for being Samuel's token black.
Oi!
And if you can't handle that sort of garbage, pack it in. Quick, the lodge, here and now.
Oh, that's a really easy answer.
No, it isn't. It's bloody hard.
You want to continue this? Fine. I can imagine what happened this afternoon, and I hope to God it's not true. Now get out!
I'm in the same position as you. I'm an ethnic minority as well. We all are, the day we joined the job. So get off my back!
Narika was looking for you.
She found me.
I thought you were down for a visit.
Visit what?
Crime prevention caravan. We had to shut up shop because of you.
Oh, yeah, well, we were otherwise engaged.
Yeah, I heard. You coming down later, then?
Hold on, what are we supposed to do at this crime prevention centre?
Well, not a lot. Answer a few questions. Talk to them about the area car while I demonstrate the security equipment. Tell you what, if you give me a lift, I'll brief you on the way.
Right. Where's Narika?
She's gone on ahead to open up.
Sierra Oscar from 181 receiving.
Yes, Narika.
We've got a slight problem, Sarge. It appears that someone's nicked the crime prevention caravan. Lock, stock, and burglar alarm.
Sierra Oscar from 85. Read your accident 1625. Which end of Cavendish Road, do you?
Forget it, we're here.
Sierra Oscar, on the scene. Over and out.
Excuse me, please. You all right? Anybody hurt?
A couple of kids with the cuts and bruises, nothing serious.
Oh, yeah?
I told them to stay on the coach.
I'll sort this out.
Yeah, right. Anybody caught with an ambulance?
Yes, I phoned a few minutes ago.
Oh, good. Where's the driver?
He's going to make a phone call. He shouldn't be long.
Great, that is really great.
Expect that still, never mind. Ambulance is coming, eh?
Mind yourself, lads.
Do you honestly believe in this night beast of Scannell stuff?
A police spokesman says so. And we all know who that was, don't we, Sarge?
I was misquoted. Anyway, you can't dismiss the fact there's been a rush of mutilated moggies all over the ground.
Yes, but has anyone actually seen it?
Yeah, the woman who couldn't sleep.
It's just a glimpse. It might have been an Irish wolfhound or a Great Dane taking the night air. Woman was probably legless, if the truth be known. I think it's a load of rubbish, if you ask me.
Next dead cat's your stamp.
That'll be okay, love.
Where are you from?
Way.
Yeah. What's the telephone number there?
I know the
extension 748.
Yeah.
Officer, I'm the driver.
Oh. We seek him here, we seek him there.
Yeah, I had to ring the office. I was trying to get another coach down here to take the kids on to school.
What's your name?
Raymond Parks.
Well, what happened here, Mr. Parks?
Brakes failed.
Brakes failed? You haven't been drinking, have you?
No, it's nothing. The lady in the house over there where I made the call, she gave me a quick drink to calm my nerves.
Quick drink?
Brandy, I think.
By the smell of your breath, mate, it must have been the old bottle. Come here. Here, lads, have a look at him for us, would you? Then I want to talk to you, OK?
Very nice. Mrs. Andrews? Detective Constable Dashwood, Sun Hill Police. This is one of our scene of crime officers.
Yes, it's through the back. It's in here.
Karen, if you want to do your thing, I'll have a word with Mrs. Andrews.
Please, come in. Right. Tea or coffee?
Oh, coffee, if it's no trouble.
Water's hot.
The press seem to have got hold of this pretty quick, Mrs. Andrews.
Mug all right?
Yeah, sure, fine.
It's the chap next door. He works on the Courier.
Oh, right.
He didn't see it, though.
But you did.
Milk?
Please.
Not to say I witnessed it. Not actually, specifically.
Thanks.
Do you want to come through?
Yeah, why not? It would have been an Irish wolfhound or a Great Dane, according to a resident.
I didn't actually say that. That's Ron, next door. What I said was, there was this commotion and crashing. I looked through the bedroom window and saw this commotion.
Thanks. What was causing it?
An animal, I know that. I caught it from the street light, a flash of a body.
But you could tell it was a dog. Setting aside what your neighbour said, you could tell it was that. No?
He was all so quick. Such a hurly-burly.
A commotion. This was after midnight.
12:10.
Who else was in the house, Mrs. Andrews?
My husband. He was asleep. He didn't hear anything. Not the noise he makes.
You said flash of a body.
Yes.
Subliminal?
Yes, subliminal, that's it.
What colour?
Darkish.
Dark what?
Just darkish.
Darkish. OK, all right. Size? Well, biggish, like, say, a Great Dane, or was it something smaller, like a Rottweiler?
Seemed longer somehow.
It couldn't have been human, could it? Oh, look, thanks for the coffee. I'm just going to go and have a word with my colleague.
I'm sorry, I haven't been able to tell you very much.
Don't worry.
Finished here?
Anything? Oh, thanks very much.
The sweepings from the shed may give us something. But, come over here. It looks like paw marks.
Well, that? Some dog.
Well, they're pads spread. And if it was turning and leaping... But look at the deep claw marks.
Could this have been fabricated?
No, I doubt it. It's just too natural. Whatever it was, I wouldn't fancy meeting it on a dark night.
Well, the driver reckons his brakes failed. I want the vehicle examined before it's moved.
We've got to do something with these kids, Reg.
Yeah, I'm onto it. Narika's coming down with a van.
Got no coach?
No, there's no other transport available for an hour. Right, now then, Mr. Parks.
Yeah, I suppose I better get onto the company and find out what they want to do about the coach.
I'm having the vehicle examined by our people before it's moved.
Is that necessary?
Yes. Do you know what this is? Right. I want you to take a deep breath and blow out in
What
one...
for? I told you I had a quick drink to calm my nerves.
So you said.
Well, this is ridiculous.
Are you refusing?
No, no.
Right. I want you to take a deep breath and blow out continuously until I tell you to stop. Stop. That drink must have been some proof, Mr. Parks. Am I over?
Everybody
Now, you hand these out, right? Look, you can put your names and addresses on the paper, and if you know your telephone number, all the better. You got that? All right. All right. Look, take it in turns to borrow mine. All right, you're in charge.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, well, the sergeant's going to come in, Mr. Parks, and see what he makes of it all.
Yes, Hollis, what we got?
It's drunk in charge.
What, at this time of day?
Yeah, it's a school bus, Sarge. 20-odd kids at last count. Massive Data ain't murdered a couple of them.
Have you got a solicitor?
No.
Do you want one present?
No.
OK, suit yourself.
Come on, let's have
Is there anywhere in this place that can have me breakfast in peace? Come on, lads, move it, will you? Cheers. Oh. Thanks. Best of British are all yours, eh? Thank you very much.
The majority are uninjured, Headmistress. A few have got slight cuts and bruises, that's all. It's really a matter of informing the parents without delay.
Let's face it, having a quick glass of brandy a couple of minutes before you're breathalyzed is not going to put you over the top by this amount, is it?
I'm telling you the truth. That's all I had to drink.
You'll get laughed out of court.
It's the truth.
Let's have a look at it from a different angle, shall we? Are you taking medication of any sort?
I had a couple of aspirin, that's all.
What for?
Headache.
Yeah, you're going to get a headache, all right.
Mr. Parks, all I'd like to know is, because believe me, I am completely mystified. Is how someone can be drunk in charge of a coach load of school kids at 8:45 on a Monday morning.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hollis, what are you doing in there?
What, just conducting...
And what are all these kids doing running wild in the canteen?
Well, we're just trying to arrange for their parents to come pick them up,
And
so just...
why have you left them unattended?
Well, Battery's looking after them, or she was.
Well, she isn't, is she?
It's typical.
Hollis, do something about it. It's not fair on the other officers coming in for their breakfast. Look, arrange to have them taken around the neck or something. Use your initiative, but keep them quiet and keep them under control. Do you understand?
Son.
Oi, you! I resent going into a police canteen and finding it swamped with screaming kids. It's ridiculous. What's this place coming to?
Thought it'd be home from home for you, Tosh?
Mike, that's why I come here, to get away from it. I can't even get to the breakfast table at home without being up to my ankles in Rice Krispies. Oh, shut up. Yeah, hello, CID. Yes, he is. Just hang on a second. Yeah. Michael, it's for you. The zoo. Home from home.
Cheers. Hello, Dashwood.
Hey, just wait a minute. Oh.
Yes, Mr. Craig. Thanks for calling me back. Look, it's a bit of an odd question, but have you had any animals gone missing? Big cat family or wolf, that sort of thing? Oh, well, it was a bit of a long shot.
What?
Yes, that'd be very helpful. Half an hour would be fine. Yeah, see you. Bye.
Not the dreaded night beast of Sunhill again, eh?
Jealousy is a very unlovely trait, Tosh.
I'm talking about, in all probability, the last time you went to the pub and had an alcoholic drink of some sort. Now, that is not a difficult question, is it?
All right. All right. I went to a party last night at my girlfriend's flat.
Now we're getting somewhere.
It didn't finish till 7 o'clock this morning. I didn't think I was over the top, or I never would have got in and driven the motor.
You could have killed those kids.
I wasn't drunk. What happened was an accident.
I think you should have a solicitor here to represent you, Mr. Parks. I suggest this interview be suspended for the time being.
The only escape we ever had was a boa constrictor. And that was from one of our vans. Otherwise, not one absentee since the zoo was founded.
Is it possible to have a mystery animal wandering around like this, Mr. Craig?
Some rare species that are believed extinct somehow survive in small colonies, usually in remote parts of the country. Good examples of Scottish wildcat.
If it was desperate for food, would it say, have ventured into town, like foxes do?
Yes.
Presumably then into people's gardens?
Perfectly possible.
Problem is, this thing isn't a wildcat.
You know that, do you?
Its paw prints are the size of my hand. Huge claws.
Couldn't possibly be a practical joke, could it?
Our scenes of crime officer doesn't think so. If it is, we've got a joker who thinks it's fun to dismember live cats.
That's the CAD room. CAD standing for Computer Aided Dispatch. Very good. Right. Excuse me. Follow me. That's the CAD room. Computer Aided...
Nursery. Oh. Excuse me, kids. Thank you.
That is a CID officer, and you don't see many of those about unless you happen to be in the pub next door. Out of it. And you. Come on. Now, this is where we keep all the information on local criminals. Yeah, I used to run all that myself at one time. Now then.
Okay, Kevin Williams.
Yeah.
Your mum's come to collect you.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
See you
See you, Kev. No, we don't go in there. It's verboten. Skull and crossbones, eh? OK, right. Now, who wants to have their fingerprints taken?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, please.
One at a time, this way. Stick together. Oh, sorry, please. Hello, Sons.
Pull that change on you. Push.
Right, come on, Ellison.
What are you doing in here? Supposed to be with the other kids. What's your name?
Wayne. That's my dad.
Is that so? Now, what you mean is that it looks something like your dad.
No, that's my dad.
No, it's not a true photograph of someone. It's a likeness. You know what I mean? It's not real.
No, that's my dad.
Yeah, it probably looks like 1,000 other kids' dads. Come on, let's get you back before you miss. Come on.
Non è possibile. Dammi l'altra mano.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, no, ma
Sorry about
così.
the hands. I'm afraid fingerprint ink is rather messy.
It's obviously kept them all very amused.
Yeah, it's difficult to know what to do with such large numbers of them. Unfortunately, we don't have the facilities.
I'm just glad none of them were badly hurt.
Yeah, so am I.
Thank you for looking after him.
No problem.
Andiamo, caro. Papa è fuori nella macchina.
What's your name? Gino. Gino.
Lorica, is that those kids?
The little terrors, you mean?
I've got one called Wayne.
Two, actually.
Black hair, could be continental.
That must be Rossetti, Wayne Rossetti.
Yeah, yeah. You got an address?
Yeah, I should have. There you go.
Let's have a look. Yeah. Can I hang on to this one?
Be my guest, Sarge.
Good. Lorica. Chops.
Your night beast on the rampage again, Sarge.
Knock it off, Stamp.
You're line 3, Sarge.
Sergeant Peters here. How can I help you? Are you sure it wasn't a hoax? I see you looked up the act. Yeah, and what did he say? Yeah, well, yeah, thanks for marking our card. Yeah, bye. Mike, you got a minute?
So no one's put up the name Rossetti as a suspect? No. Just something that happened today. And the fact that it says here on the poster, Italian features. So I thought maybe I'd give it a try. Yeah, all right, thanks for your help. What I'll do is I'll give the local Nick a ring, and then I'll try SO11. Yeah, thanks for your help again. Bye-bye.
Section 7 of the Act of 1976, amended by the 1984 Act. Failing to have a licence and authorisation to have in one's possession an animal prescribed by law.
And he wanted to know the penalty?
Apparently.
So why the sus?
Didn't want to leave his name and address.
But he did.
No, he didn't. A woman there knows him by sight. It's 6 Fairview Gardens.
I'll check that on the Register of Electors.
Done it. Graham Tombs. Worth a follow-up.
Great. Thanks, Sarge.
Hello, Bobby. Welcome to the madhouse.
You believe in fate?
I'm serious.
Fate that someone should have their collar felt?
So talk to me.
I know who he is. And his address. And who his 2 accomplices are.
Nice tickle.
But there's a problem.
Which is?
I've got to protect the informant.
Oh, come off it, Bob.
I'm serious.
Look, why don't you let me be the judge of that? I mean, that's what I'm paid for.
No, the way I feel, if I can't protect the informant, I'd rather they went free.
Now, you know better than that, Bob. Can't be done. Well, hang on a minute.
Look, Frank, I mean it. This is one of those jobs that's got to be handled with delicacy.
All right. I'll give you my word. Can I borrow that? Will I make a phone call?
Mr. Toombs?
Yes?
Detective Constable Dashwood, Sun Hill Police.
Oh, yes.
There's one or two questions I'd like to ask you, sir.
What about?
I understand you have a particular interest in animals.
So I do. Well, you better come inside then.
Thanks.
Time for a can of beer first?
Well...
It's low alcohol.
Yeah, go on then.
Been a nice day and all that. Come on in. Yes, it's come on quite a lot, this low alcohol stuff.
Yeah, so I hear.
I was never one for strong drink myself, though I have developed quite a liking for this.
Wish more people would. It would make for quieter Saturday nights.
Yeah, good health.
Cheers. Mr. Toombs, the animal that I'm interested in is,
Sam.
Sorry, Sam?
Yes, Sam. He's a panther.
Yeah, well, that would explain it.
Yes, Pantherus pardus. A friend brought him back from the Far East as a cub. He couldn't look after him, so he was going to have him destroyed.
Well, why didn't you give him to a zoo?
Well, they need particulars. And Richard, well, he works for a cruise line.
No import licence, no quarantine, I get it.
Yes.
It's a very serious offence, Mr. Toombs.
Well, that's why Richard was going to get rid of him. And by the time I had him, well, he would have been out of quarantine.
You must have known how big he was going to get.
Yes.
And the trouble that he'd cause.
But he only got out the once. And recently, I did my best to keep him in.
The local papers have been full of this. The night beast of Sun Hill.
I don't want to think about all that. I knew I'd have to part with him one day, but I kept putting it off.
What about the people that have lost pets they loved?
Yes, it's a hopeless situation.
What would have happened if Sam had come across somebody's child?
It's unlikely at that time of night.
And we wouldn't be sitting here chatting about it over a can of low-alcohol beer, would we, Mr. Toombs?
I suppose not.
You suppose right. Right. Let's go and see this Sam of yours, shall we?
Well, you better come this way. Yeah. That old lock on the back door, that's what caused all the trouble.
Lucky to get him back at all.
He loves me. He trusts me.
He's a dangerous animal, Mr. Toombs.
I know, but I couldn't bear to be without him.
Well, you're just going to have to get used to it, aren't you?
Yeah, I see that.
How the hell no one ever linked Rossetti with those identical pictures, I don't know.
Easily done.
Yeah, well, for the kid's sake, hope Cryer gets his timing right.
He will.
He'll be detained pending transfer to Stafford Road Police Station for further inquiries.
Burnside from Cryer receiving.
Receiving. Go ahead, Bob.
First two in.
Good. Out.
Jackman. Right, lads, in you go. Seems a shame to bust up a happy family.
They'll live with it. It's like paying income tax to that sort.
Not for the kid, though.
Yeah. Hard life, innit? Still, part of his education, Brian.
You obviously haven't got any kids of your own, Frank.
Well, none that I know about, anyway.
Out you!
This nice officer will take you where you need to go. Handle with care, Tom. Go well.
Didn't have to go through this charade, you know.
What charade?
That staged confrontation with those two guys. They didn't set me up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I might be a villain, but I always taught my kid to tell the truth, whatever. He told me about the wanted poster. And, the nice sergeant. I've been waiting for you to pick me up since yesterday.
I think it's going to be all right to keep an eye on the girl, will you?
Excuse me, please. Good.
Well, you go to the hospital with it, yeah?
Okay, go.
The name's Paul Davis. He's got a licence, he's got insurance, the vehicle's registered in his name. Narika's got the details.
So what's the story?
Well, it was a fight. A bunch of football supporters jumped in while he was trying to fill up with petrol. The two mounted saw it.
PC's Carter and Rogers.
I'll have a word in a minute. Who else you got?
Well, you've got the attendant, she's in the office, and then you've got the other customer, he's still on pump 6.
Ah, you were already at the match?
Yes, I was in the chairman's box.
Yeah, well, sorry to spoil the fun, sir.
We should inform AMIP straight away.
I've already done that, sir. They'll take over ASAP.
Good. Anybody called in DI Burnside?
He's unobtainable, dangling worms in a Welsh river. Well, that's the story.
Right. Well, you better take me to the scene of the crime.
With respect, sir.
Yes?
Can I suggest that you inform the next of kin? Personal touch, it might help.
Excuse me, sir, can we have you off the wall? Sir?
I was on the island down by Dunedin Avenue. There was a crowd both sides of the road.
All Rovers Football Club, was it?
Yeah, mostly. We'd try and keep the visitors down the Wellington end. Basically, mate, it was chaos. I could see them round the car. When it went over, we moved in. It wasn't until we cleared them off we saw there was a body.
So whoever did it got lost in the crowd?
If you could cast your mind back, please, sir.
Well, it all happened so quick. There's a lot of abuse.
What, between the home supporters and the visitors?
Well, I got the impression it was all the Rovers Football Club. The only black and white around was on the car. I suppose that's why they set on it. I didn't see nothing. They're all over the car, loads of them.
There was a lot of people today, always are, but most of them have already gone by.
So they didn't need to spill onto the forecourt?
No, it was the car. I think it was from the other team.
Wait a minute. This monitor, it's a fixed camera, right?
Yeah, it's mounted on the wall outside.
Is it recording?
Yeah, it's just for the cars that drive off without paying so I can get their numbers.
Let's rewind and have a look then.
Jim Carson. He's done Borstal too. Mugging, bit of breaking.
Huxley Estate. What about Bernie West? Give us a look at him.
Now, sir, there is a younger brother, Stephen.
Yeah, it's Bernie I'm after. What's this?
Video from the garage forecourt, Gov.
Hang on, rewind it a bit. Stop. Guy in the car looks like Bernie West to me.
Looks like Tosh Lines, but I don't think he was there.
Very funny.
Well, I mean, I don't see how you can say from that.
Well, take it off to the professionals then. Give it a touch-up.
What, make it look more like him?
It could be vital evidence, Sergeant. Any objections? I'll leave that to you, Dashwood. A nice media job, probably right up your street.
Thank you, sir.
Tosh, take these down to the football ground. Give them to the surveillance crew and see if they can ID them in the ground.
What, all these on suspicion of murder?
Yeah, and don't be prissy about it. I want the world to know. Viv, nurse the phone. I want bodies in the bin for this before Amit gets here. Thought you'd be at the game, Stephen. It's Bernie about.
Wait a minute.
I'll wait all day if I have to. Why don't you shut the door and join us?
You got no right.
I thought you were the footballer in the family, Stephen. Why aren't you at the game?
Bernie's not here.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Did he go to the match?
No.
Check the other rooms.
You can't do that.
Don't mess us about. Just tell me where he is. It's not you we're after.
Police!
Bernie, you're coming with me.
You lose arm, you trying to arrest me?
I'm not. He's just coming down for a little chat, isn't he, Sergeant?
Come on, get him in the car.
Get it. Hold him. I'm approaching the Davis address now. Any news from the hospital?
He was dead on arrival, sir. Probably died instantly from a blade in the heart.
Anything from DCRA?
He's got a few suspects, but nothing to go on yet.
Mrs. Davis?
Yes.
Mrs. Paul Davis?
Yes.
The younger brother, Stephen.
No one's picked him up yet, sir.
You leave him out of this. Keep trying, eh?
So, Bernie. Running away when you have nothing to hide?
What were you doing this afternoon?
Shopping.
You didn't go to the match then?
No, I went shopping.
What, for that gear?
Yeah.
Wouldn't have thought you'd have been seen dead in that stuff. Sure you didn't get someone to buy it for you?
I'll take care of myself.
Where did you get it all then?
A couple of places in the high street.
Which ones?
Sports shops.
What about the shop assistants? Will they stand up for you?
You happy with that seat?
What are you talking about?
You tell us the names of the shops. We check it with the assistants. If they say they saw you, I'm satisfied. What about receipts?
Chucked them out, didn't I?
But you did get receipts.
Of course I did. You saying I nicked them?
All I'm saying is you tell us where you went. Let us check it out. Easy.
I don't think you did go shopping. I put it to you that you were going to the match, but you changed your mind because you knifed a man. You were there, Bernie. You were on your way to the match. You got into a fight at the garage on Spring Lane where a man was knifed.
I don't go to football no more. I can't. I'm banned.
Yeah, you can talk to me. I'm an officer on the case. Just give me your name and tell me where I can contact you. Hold on a moment, sir. The Chief Inspector's here now. Gov, we've got a witness. He's very nervous, but says he saw the whole thing.
Detective Chief Inspector Ray? Are you there? Lost his bottle. Did you take details?
Insisted on speaking to you.
By name?
No, officer in charge of the case.
If he calls again, keep him talking.
He checks out. He was banned.
It doesn't mean he didn't go, though. What about my video?
About an hour.
Whatever way you look at it, Derek, it's not just rival gangs of hooligans.
Gordon's got Bernie West in on suspicion. They're a political family with a history of racial harassment. He wants us to make a PA call at the stadium before the end of the game, asking witnesses to come forward.
That's ridiculous. It's vital we keep as low a profile as possible till we made some progress, like writing the blue touch paper.
Well, I've told him. How are the next of kin?
A nice family.
You got the right guys!
Get in there and shut up.
Where do you want this one, Alex? Down there, Bob.
Yeah. You were right about it.
Sit in there. Have we got?
Mullins.
Which ones you got, then?
Nichols and Mullins, sir.
What about the others?
Well, there's 8,000 bodies in that stadium. It's a bit...
Yeah, all right. What do they give you?
Closing ranks. Or perhaps you don't know.
Nothing from the scene of the crime, Bob?
Socko's taken samples, we've got photos, we've got measurements, but till Amip arrived, that's it.
Okay. I want T-shirts, jeans and boots off to Lambeth for analysis.
What about West, sir? You're going to charge him? Because if not, I'm going to have to let him go.
They'll all be in court in the morning.
Not from what I've heard, they're not.
If you want to play it like that, I'll go and get a warrant on the TSG as well.
Why are you hounding my boy again?
It's Stephen I want to talk to.
You want him to grass?
If I wanted someone to grass up Bernie, would I start with his brother? There were a lot of people at this riot. It's a process of elimination. If we can eliminate Stephen, then maybe we can do the same for Bernie, too.
You'd fit him up as soon as look at him.
We're not talking about giving evidence yet. We could send somebody to meet you. Just say a time and a place. Yes, we do. All right? I'll check and you call back. Just ask for me. WDC Martella, Viv, extension 149.
The witness?
Says he'll meet for an informal chat. No strings, no commitments.
I'll take his call.
I don't think so, sir. He'll only speak to me. And the body we put up to meet him has to be black.
I'm looking for Stephen West. Detective Sergeant Gregg here, Sunhill CID.
He's not here.
Sandra Harris? I know he's there. I've just had a word with his mum.
Look, I don't want any part of this.
It's not you I want to talk to, love. You were in a bit of a hurry.
I'm not saying anything.
Why not? Does that mean you got something to hide?
No comment, okay?
No, Stephen, it's not okay. You got a choice. Either you talk to me sensibly, or I arrest you on suspicion of conspiracy to pervert the course of justice and interview you at the Nick. What's it going to be?
You can't arrest me.
Do you want to try that out? All I've got to do...
Look, it's got nothing to do with him, all right? Just leave him alone.
I'd rather he told me that. Now, Stephen, just a little chat, eh?
I've just heard that AMIP are going to be delayed. Obviously, that puts more pressure on you rather than less. Take a seat. They hope to set up shop sometime this evening. The staff lift, they'll be up to speed until tomorrow morning. You got anything for them?
I'd like to say a body, sir. I think room with a chance. Probably as good a chance as a team coming in from another ground. The racial overtones in this suggest to me that it's local knowledge that's needed most.
But it may not be somebody local. Football hooligans come from all over the country, if you consider that.
Yes, sir, but the witness report suggests local. Certainly the home team.
Gordon, we need a result, and the sooner the better. What I don't want this to become is a race between Sunhill, CID and AMIP. The body we put up for this has got to be the right body, not just somebody whose face happens to fit.
No, sir, I understand that.
What about the suspect you got downstairs? Any success?
No, sir, not yet. But we're chasing an anonymous call from an eyewitness. It could clinch it.
Well, if it does, fine. If not, chuck him back.
I asked to talk to a black officer.
But you're talking to me about a black man who's been killed, and I want the man that killed him, right? What do I call you?
Kenny. You can call me Kenny.
You spoke to me on the phone, Kenny. I'm WDC Martella. You can call me Viv. Do you live on the Huxley estate?
I'm not saying.
I could understand you not wanting to stand witness if you do.
I don't want no cops coming to my door, uniform or other, no way. I'm not sure if I want to go through with this.
Look, you saw a man killed, didn't you? A black man. That's what you said.
Right?
And you know the man that did it?
Yeah.
Do you want him to get away with it?
Look, man, you put away one white racist, you think it's going to stop?
The man who died's got a wife and 2 young children. So far, you're the only person that saw what happened. What is your family, Kenny? Brothers and sisters?
Just me mum, right? Well, OK. I do live on the estate. You know what it's like down there?
I know it's difficult for you.
It's difficult for her. Because every day they make her suffer. We have mailbox rubbish. We have noise. We have body language. We have harassment. What we have, man, is we have hate. And that's just normal. That is before you grass anybody up.
Look, Kenny. You saw who did it. You can identify him. We need your help to put him away for good.
You want me to testify? I want out of that estate. OK.
If it was all whites round the car, how did he get close enough to see?
He was walking to the match on his own when the aggro started. He held back to let the car through.
No connection with Davis?
No, I asked him that. When the car was surrounded, he backed off because he didn't want to get involved. He jumped onto the wall at the back.
Grandstand view.
Why didn't the mounted take him for a witness?
Because he was frightened. He jumped off the wall and ran for it.
Okay, I'm off to see the chief super. Write it down, every detail.
Right.
Good girl, Viv. Sounds like a lad we can do business with.
He trusted me, Ted. And don't any of you forget it.
I don't want to talk about Sandra.
Fine. Let's talk about your brother Bernie. Did he really not go to the match this afternoon?
I don't know. I wasn't there. You just got to believe me.
Yeah, okay. But if you could tell me what Bernie was doing this afternoon, you could put him in the clear.
He's banned, isn't he?
Yeah. Does he still go?
Once or twice, yeah.
This afternoon?
No.
What was he doing this afternoon?
I don't know.
If we gave every informant a new house, getting convictions would be a very expensive business.
I realise that, sir, but I do need something to offer him.
I can't make deals, Gordon.
Why can't I say you'll have a word with the housing department?
All right, I'll talk to them, but I can't make promises on their behalf.
Of course not, sir.
Hold on, Viv. I'll do that.
I'll chase him.
Are you all right?
Yeah, just waiting for Ray.
Don't hold your breath.
Is your coffee?
Is that your eyewitness?
With a little persuasion, he will be.
Hold it there. That's it, there.
Right. Now, if I blow that image up...
What's that?
The pixels registered on the original camera have been enhanced. By enlarging and then cloning identical pixels around each of the originals, we get this.
That's better.
Right, now I switch over here for a bit of artwork.
Now, we're sort of out of reality now, right?
Yeah, better than photo fit, surely.
Can I have that on paper?
Yeah, sure.
Now, the question is, can I trust you?
No, Kenny. The question for now is, do you want this man put away or not?
Well, of course I want him put away. It's what comes afterwards that bothers me.
I've told you, the governor will fix it.
That's not enough. I don't want it for myself, I've got places to go. But if I stand up in court and testify, what's going to happen to my mum?
All right, Kenny, hear this. I'm holding a man on suspicion. I've got circumstantial evidence, I've got forensic maybes, and he's got previous. But from all his mates, I've got a wall of silence. Now, if you shape up, I'll charge him tonight. And believe me, that'll save you a lot of aggravation back on the estate tomorrow.
I'm sure.
Well, let's get started on the statement.
You're not hearing me, man. Before I get to court, I want my mother rehoused or I will not testify. It's as simple as that. And until I have a guarantee to that effect, I am signing no statement for you.
You say your brother didn't do it. Why are you so nervous?
He's my brother, right? You and that other geezer want to put him away. I don't want to help. Why am I even doing it?
You might not want to help, but you wouldn't mind him put away. Is that what you're saying?
Look, we don't see eye to eye. That's normal enough.
You were telling me about the football.
Yeah, I'm good at it, right? Played Rover's youth team. They've got some real talent there. And some of it is black. Hey, my friend, Bernie just... Look, I just can't live this way anymore.
You've got a nice girlfriend, place of her own. Why not move in with her?
It's not that easy. She's as frightened as anyone else.
Why?
You know, this afternoon when I came round to Sandra's, I could only do that because I've seen Bernie taken away.
You're telling me Bernie's been seeing her?
She's my girl.
Stop. Bloke on the car.
Yeah. And that's what they call enhancement, is it?
If I'd given him a picture of Bernie West to start with, he'd have done a better job.
I think you'll find that's not allowed, mate.
What's the matter?
He won't cough without a contract signed by the commissioner.
Gov, I think you better have a look at this. Camera's fixed across the pumps, right? What we've been looking at is the car being pushed over. But what you also get is a clear view of the back wall. And at no time in the riot, before, during, or after, does anyone stand anywhere on the wall.
The wall William said he climbed on.
Come on.
Sir.
What?
I don't know if it's going to sound like bad news.
Yeah?
I've got doubts about a witness of yours.
Join the club. If I built the prosecution on your evidence, you would have given West his ticket to walk.
How come?
A good brief would have found that video and blown you out of the water.
Everybody knows it was Bernie West, but none of his mates are going to grass, are they? Nor any white man on the estate.
So you thought you'd fit him up?
Somebody's got to do it. You don't know the half of the damage he does. He's evil.
I don't need you to do my job, Kenny. You got that?
If it was a white man knifed, you'd have half a dozen of us by now. And by the morning, you'd be smiling for the media with a string of cockamamie confessions.
Get the hell out of here, son, before I give you grounds.
We could have you for wasting police time. Just remember, you owe us. Just think about it, right?
See him out. All right, Alec, you better let Bernie go.
Hang on, Gus.
What with?
I want to have another go at Stephen.
What, put him in the frame?
George, Tony, take the front hairdressing salon 2 doors down. Reg, we're looking for some clothes with blood on them. They could be lying anywhere around. Just have a nose about, okay? Go. Sandra, there's a couple more things I want to talk to you about.
I told you all this to know.
Sandra, I said. Shall we go in?
Say what you got to say.
What were you doing this afternoon, between 3 and 5 o'clock?
She was working here.
I believe Bernie came here and sent you out shopping. I believe you bought a T-shirt, track pants, and a pair of high-tech flights. Not what Bernie would have chosen himself, but what you'd prefer him to wear, eh?
What are you talking about?
Question is, what did you do with all the gear he was wearing? The stuff with all the blood on it.
Go.
I think I found something.
Sandra Harris, Stephen West, I'm arresting you as accessories to the murder of Paul Davis.
All right! Open the door! All right!
I've been here too long. You're out of order.
Giving you grief again, Alec?
You've taken your time.
Yeah, we got diverted, but I'm ready to charge him now.
I want to complain.
We found the gear, Bernie, at Sandra's. It's got Davis's blood all over it. And we're keeping you here while forensic prove it. Then, I'm going to charge you with murder.
Windy. But she was a relief bark at Barton Street, wasn't she?
Well, you tell me.
Yeah, I'm not that I've touched her. I had plenty of opportunity, though, believe me.
Oh, yeah?
Morning.
Ah, Garfield. You're still finding a use for the uniform, then? I thought you'd retired.
Sir? We're on riff, sir.
How's your arrest rate?
Well, it's not...
It's been dropping off, Garfield. And you can take the smirk off your face. You're hardly a world beater, are you?
Sir?
Find it distasteful, do you? Being involved when someone gets arrested?
No, sir.
Just wondered. Those lily-white hands of yours.
Nobody tells me he's been knocking off this bird's sister. Right, anyway, all hell breaks out at the reception. Bottles and fists flying everywhere.
I don't believe it.
Straight up, I didn't know.
So what'd you do?
I got out of the way. I went to the bog.
You mean you didn't come to her rescue?
Yeah, but I had to rewrite my speech first. Mind you, I'd have got my sister myself.
And you did.
340 from Sierra Officer. Get on the story. 340 receiving. Go ahead, June.
Yeah, Dave, can you go to 43 Highshore Street? The neighbours have complained of a very loud party.
What, this hour?
We're on our way.
Well, it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
With respect to the Chief Superintendent, I think he's got himself in a bit of a bind. He's trying to prove his efficiency by getting the crime figures down, but he wants the arrest rate kept up to prove the patch is under pressure and we need more resources.
Yes, I know all that.
If you ask me, he wants to make his mind up. I mean, there comes a point when you don't...
I was just talking to Andrew about the arrest rates.
Oh, yes, good. Well, just an acceptable rate of efficiency, that's all. No excessive pressure on the lads.
Of course not, sir.
Anyway, Derek, I was wondering if you'd have a word with Gordon about liaison between CID and uniform. Keep him in touch with this morning's prayer meeting.
Yes, it was on my mind, sir.
Good. Well, let me know what happens. I'm sorry to have interrupted.
Well, that's clear then, isn't it?
And by that time, of course, the bride's mother was ready to have a go of me with one of those silver carving sets, you know? I mean, I only said her daughter was a popular sort of girl. It's just a bit of fun, that's all. Talking of which, I'm going down the Rainbow Club tonight, do you know it?
No.
Well, I mean, if you want to come along, just for a bit of fun, you know, I mean, there'll be a whole crowd of us there. So.
I don't think so. Thanks for the thought, anyway.
Anytime. Good morning. Do you know we can speak to the owner of the house?
He's asleep.
Do you think you can wake him?
I doubt it.
But only there's been
a complaint. The music's too loud.
Oh, right.
Good music, though.
Could you turn it down, please?
Yeah, sorry, we didn't realise.
Straight away, please.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't worry, I know these things are, yeah? Are you
Yeah, go ahead, Norika.
Urgent assistance, please, at 43 Highshore Street. The party's getting out of hand.
Yeah, we'll do.
That's what you get for sending Quinn onto a party.
Well, come on, right? You that is it? I've had enough. I'm booking a lot of you. Breaching the peace.
What right have you got coming in here?
Yeah, who let you in here? This is a private do. Where's the owner of this place?
That's him. Old Sleeping Beauty down there.
Right, well, clearing up will give him something to do when he wakes up. At least you lot will be out of the way. Hello. We have been enjoying ourselves, haven't we, eh?
Oi, where are you?
Come back, Julie,
Look, this is a party, right? We're not doing any harm. And we'd have been all right if you lot hadn't have come in.
Back inside
You don't
until
have
the
to
van
push me.
arrives. Sierra Oscar from 181, receiving over.
Sierra Oscar receiving. What is it, Norika?
Can you make that a van as well for 43 Highshore Street, please? We've got a number of arrests.
Why don't you bring the army in while you're at it? What sort of a country is this anyway?
Okay, you lot, in the hall, come on. I know a bloke wanted to be a copper once. Couldn't stand it. Said it was like being surrounded by vegetables with helmets on. Does something for your male pride, does it?
Come on, wakey, wakey, sunshine.
What a prat. Hey, lover boy. You don't learn, do you? I saw you drop this. Trying to get rid of it, were you? What? I saw you drop this. You saw it too, didn't you, George?
Yeah.
You're joking.
Possession, nick for that and all.
Listen, Frank, I've just had a lengthy discussion with Chief Inspector Conway. I defended you, of course. But you were the one responsible for the situation arising in the first place, not Sergeant Peters.
Look, all I asked him to do was spin out a few formalities.
You pulled him in too early then, didn't you? Timing, Frank.
I didn't have any choice. He'd clocked us.
There'll be no more pressure of that sort applied, not to Sergeant Peters or anyone else.
Yeah, well, sorry to break up the party, but you just can't look the other way, can you?
You what?
These aren't the sort of blokes a girl like you should be mixing with. Shouldn't you be spending your time in better company?
Get lost.
Fair enough.
Dear, dear. All that action, she's still not impressed.
She's busy.
Absolute cobblers. I no more had that dope on me than he did. The geezer's making it up.
The officer couldn't have seen it like
All
he says
right,
it's a
you'll
pack
have
of
your
lies.
say in a minute. Just belt up.
Go on. I saw Thomas Austin drop this foil package out of his pocket onto the floor. I believe it contains illegal drugs.
Now what do you have to say about it? I didn't have no dope on me, nothing.
But you did drop that package on the floor?
No, I just told ya.
Any witnesses?
Yes, Sarge. I saw him drop it.
Right.
And I saw that he didn't.
Like to tell me how you see someone not do something? We'll just let the magistrate sort that one out, shall we?
Like Piccadilly Circus.
My job's to make sure there's a case for you to be detained, OK? And there is.
I want a solicitor.
I'm just coming to that.
No, what I mean is I wouldn't have nicked them.
What a spliff there.
No, for breach of the peace. I mean, there was no harm done, and in a private party. Oh, that's our day, isn't it? Yeah, bit of business. Does impress the ladies.
Hey, look, see, she can't stop thinking about me.
But what is it, I think, eh, Dave?
Why you bother? It's just a teaser, that one.
Tony, success rate 1 in 10, that's what I reckon, right? I might get smacked in the face a fair bit, but I get an awful lot of jollies.
You take too many risks, and one day you're going to catch something very nasty.
And one day you'll drive under a bus. Life's too short, isn't it, George, eh?
Dave, that dope.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong or anything, but you did see him drop it, didn't you?
Of course I did. What do you take me for? It's not a bad little haul, that, look. Doesn't do the arrest rate any harm and does you some good too, eh? By association.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
What's that, George? An attack in a second?
No. It's just I wanted to check that you'd
Seen
actually
the dough?
Yeah.
Well, look, you're right to check. But you did see it as well, didn't you? Right. Don't worry about it. I'll back you up, so you've got nothing to worry about. Look, no hassle. We interview him, we go in there.
I'd rather you left me out of that if you don't mind.
George.
No, Dave, I mean it.
I tell you, we could fill the book just with complaints about Tom's on George Street.
They think of the fines like some sort of income tax. They're back on the streets the next day.
Excuse me. Oh, can I help you? I hope so, yes.
You're 15 and you're 17, is that it?
Forget.
You forget?
No, Sarge, I think he's 15 and he's 17.
Sarge, could I have a word, please?
That's why we never got nowhere at school. See? Never sure what class we were meant to be in.
Well?
I'm not feeling too good, Sarge.
So?
With the skeezer with the drugs, I'm meant to be interviewing him with Dave Quinnan. I don't really feel up to it.
Are you ill?
Well, no, not exactly ill, Sarge.
Well, get stuck in. That's what you're paid for.
Yes, Sarge.
George. Something up?
No, I'm all right, Sarge.
Come on, what is it?
No, honestly, I'm okay.
No, I'm sorry, you can't see him.
But I have to. I have to see Mr. Thorne.
What's the problem?
This is Miss Byrne.
You've got Brian Thorne in there and I need to talk to him.
Well, you can't do that. You can see him later or when he's released.
So who can I see then?
For what?
Look, you've got a man in there being held for something he didn't do because one of your officers just felt like it.
Felt like what?
Look, who should I be talking to?
Kathy, see if the custody sergeant's free, will you?
Sarge.
And would you like to take a seat outside, please?
How long is he likely to be?
I can't tell you that.
Right. In that case, I also want to register a formal complaint against one of your officers.
Oh, I see. I mean, did you get his name?
I've got his phone number as well, if you want it. PC Dave Quinnan.
Come on.
It's a fitter.
Mr. Austin, I strongly
He
advise that
walks
you
in,
say no.
sees there's dope around and plants it on the first one he sees, who just happens to be me.
There was no planting.
We shall require that forensic tests are done on my client's clothing.
There really is no need for that.
If your forensic people won't do them, we shall arrange them for ourselves.
All right, if you like. Won't do any harm. I saw you drop the stuff on the floor.
What else, eh? Half a ton of Semtex?
No, just that full package containing illegal drugs.
How the hell do you...
Mr. Austin, you have asked for me to be present, so it would make sense for you to allow me to advise you.
Yeah. All right, go on then.
Well, as I said to you earlier, it's not up to you to prove your innocence. I strongly recommend that you answer no further questions.
Why not? I've got nothing to hide.
But there could be certain disadvantages
No.
to proceed.
Saying nothing means you're guilty, right? And this other officer, this witness of yours, has he got a voice? Hey, have you?
Yeah, he's got a voice, but I'm asking the questions right now, all right?
Got eyes in your backside and all, have you?
Now, listen, Tommy.
Don't you Tommy me, you listen! You were both looking at Ray. Mr. Hardy, when...
When what, Tommy?
Yeah, what?
Nah. No, I'm not saying nothing like she says.
When you dropped the dope, that's what you were going to say, wasn't it?
No.
That you didn't think we'd seen you when you dropped
When the stuff got dropped there, that's all, not by me.
So you must have seen who dropped it there if you say it wasn't you.
You don't have to answer that.
No, I didn't see. I was looking at Ray, same as you, if that's when it got dropped there.
You didn't see anybody else because nobody else put it there.
Cobblers, and you know it.
Just listen. You put yourself in a position of a magistrate, eh? You say it wasn't yours. 2 police officers say it was. So how's a magistrate to know what to believe then? Eh?
Well, he believes you, doesn't he? You're the coppers.
Yeah, you may well be right. But you carry on telling him that you didn't do it. So this magistrate thinks, well, you know, these officers, they might be mistaken. You were standing there, Tommy. So who did drop the dope on the floor then?
How do I know?
You were there.
The stuff could have been there all night for all I know.
How comes we never noticed it before then, eh?
Because you're blind, I don't know.
Well, this magistrate's going to think, well, this geezer's not being very helpful, is he, eh? He's not coming up with whose dope it really is. So who do you reckon the magistrate's going to believe now then, Tommy? Eh?
This is becoming an oppressive form of questioning.
I'm only asking him what he thinks. It's not a threat. Now, if you admit it...
I didn't do it!
You know that's not true.
You bastard!
I think that might be an opportune moment to terminate the interview. Interview terminated at 11:57 a.m. Your solicitor will explain to you where you stand, the alternatives open to you, and the relative consequences of each. Talk with Miss Pedley. Have a think about it. Hey?
Right, sir. About what time did you find the wallet?
Look, how much longer?
They're amazing, some of these guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they're like politicians, aren't they? Reckon if they tell a lie often enough, in the end you're going to believe it. I remember Viv telling me once, some kid had thrown a bottle at her from about 3 yards. She'd been looking straight at him, but still he swore blind he hadn't done it. And there'd only been the 2 of them there. Anything like that ever happened to you?
Yeah, once. Like trying car locks.
Yeah, there you are. And I bet he had you down yourself in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, but...
Yeah, what did he say when you got him back at the station?
Yeah, he said it was a fit-up.
There you go. George. Look, if it wasn't you with me, I mean, there's some start doubting black's black, wouldn't they? Eh?
Yeah.
Miss Burns, sir. You said you'd have a word with her about an official complaint?
Ah, yes. Do come in, Miss Byrne.
So the stuff that was found in you when you emptied your pockets, where did you get it from?
I don't know. Someone gave it to me. I don't remember who.
Someone at the party?
No.
Was it Austin? Did you get it off Austin?
You don't half try your arm, don't you?
But was it?
You know damn well it wasn't.
Well, how would I know that?
Look, I got 2 lots of dope on me, right? Different sorts, so's in different packs, and I knows I got to get rid of them. So I tried to get shot the second night in the van, but I couldn't manage it, so I got copped for that, because I still got it on me. But the other lot, well, I dropped that on the floor. You say Tommy Austin dropped it, but he couldn't have done because I did.
So why didn't you tell us that at the time?
Well, because him and me had just been yelling at each other, and you said... Well, you said you saw him drop it.
So you're telling us you'd have let him take the rap? Well, there's only one thing wrong. PC Garford here and me, we saw Austin drop the stuff on the floor. We've already said so. So we know you're lying.
Come off it.
You're getting done for one lot of dope already. So you add it up, you might as well say the other lot was yours as well. That way your mate gets let off and he owes you one.
Come on, it's God's me witness.
No, we're the witnesses. We're the ones who saw it.
Then you made a mistake, all right. Look, it's not as if Tommy's even a real mate of mine. I just hang about him because he knows those college birds. Come on, honest to God, you're making a mistake.
No, I don't think so.
But what exactly did he say to you, Miss Byrne?
Well, I don't remember the exact words, but it was something about these not being the sort of blokes I ought to be spending my time with, and shouldn't I be spending my time with someone, well, like him? I mean, the meaning was clear. He'd been like that since he got there.
I see.
You know, the way he looked, the tone of his voice. So have you got that complaint form?
I'll record the complaint. Excuse me, please. This leaflet outlines the procedure as to how the complaint will be dealt with by us.
Thank you.
So, would you like me to record it now, or would you like to think about it? I mean, perhaps in the cold light of day, it won't appear quite so serious.
Well, I've just told you what happened.
But you're an attractive young woman, Miss Byrne. You must be used to this sort of attention.
Not from policemen. Is that how you expect them to behave?
I can deal with this in my own way, but they are male, Miss Byrne. No, be open with me, please. There were arrests made at the party, you said. Breach of the peace and possession of drugs. And that's what you're really upset about, isn't it? And that's what you're really here for, isn't it?
No, not exactly. The man they said had the drugs. It wasn't him.
Are you sure about that? How do you know? Because you know whose drugs they really were, yes? So, are you going to tell us?
I know Tom didn't have any drugs on him.
But, Miss Byrne, he might have got hold of some without you knowing, mightn't he?
He didn't.
So, you're saying that my officers were mistaken?
Yes, I am.
Have you spoken to the custody sergeant about this?
I've tried. They say he's busy.
Well, then, what I suggest is that you go back to the front office and wait for the custody sergeant and then tell him everything.
Look, how much longer am I going to be kept here?
Not long.
Yeah, not long, Sarge.
You all right, George? Yeah, I'm fine, Sarge.
He's all right. Just give me a minute with him, will you? George. George, look, listen to me a minute, will you?
Look, Dave, I want out of this.
What?
Well, that bloke's telling the truth, isn't he? And the other one.
This really is an attack of the seconds, isn't it? Now, look, let's get this straight. You may not have seen what happened. You say you're not sure, all right, but I am. And like I said, I'm backing you up. All right. If you want to change your mind, if you want to say you didn't see anything at all, that you were looking the other way, whatever, then I think that's what you ought to do. Don't worry about me. You just do whatever you think you should. Right. Don't you take it white?
Quinnan, Inspector Munro wants to see you.
Right, Sarge.
The town hall would help you with that, Mrs. Green. Why don't you ring them? Thank you. Goodbye. Come in. Ah.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes, shut the door. Miss Byrne.
Yes, sir?
She says that you made a pass at her.
You're joking. All I said...
I'm not interested in what you said, Quinnan. I know what you said. It's what you meant that I'm interested in.
I only
You're not paid to chat up half of London. Is that understood?
Well, yes, sir, but I have
In fact, you're not paid to chat up anyone. You're paid to do a job of work. And you're supposed to do it thoroughly, conscientiously, and in such a way as to retain the respect, and I mean the respect, of the public. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope it is. I very much hope it is. Because I believe Miss Byrne was really in here for something much more important. Miss Byrne also says that you were mistaken about possession of drugs at a party. What she means is that you were lying. Is there any possibility that that might be true?
No, sir, definitely not.
Because, Quinnan, if ever I find one of my officers perjuring himself, I don't care what the reason is, you know what'll happen to that officer, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Some people want to get their priorities right. All right, boys.
Doesn't that apply to everyone, Gov?
Oh, hold on. I thought you were supposed to be one of us now.
I am, sir.
Alec, not too busy, are you?
Was someone waiting for me, actually, sir?
Well, he can wait a bit longer, can't he?
She.
Look, I just want a quick word.
Sir, I'll wait outside for you.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but while the prisoner was in custody, it was my job
Yeah,
to make
all
sure...
right, Alec, all right. We both know the score. As it happens, I was planning an operation. Wanted to put you in a picture.
I just don't want to get fitted up.
Fitted up? Now, would I fit you up, Alec? You know me better than that.
Sarge, could I have a word, please?
Give me a minute. I've just got to get to the front office.
Sarge, can we have Austin out again, please?
Yeah, quick. I'm told you wanted to see me.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
You admit that they were your drugs and that you dropped them on the floor.
That's what she says I've got to say.
You can say whatever you wish to say, Mr. Austin. My advice is precisely that, just advice.
Yeah.
So you admit it?
Yeah, all right. If everyone said I did it, I did it.
Good.
Quinnan, can I have a word?
Excuse me. Interview temporarily suspended 1,300 hours. Sarge.
I've got a woman at the front who says it was Thorne who had the dope. She swears Austin didn't have any.
Ah.
So what did Thorne have to say?
Well, Thorne says he dropped it, as a matter of fact.
And what the hell are you doing with
They're
us?
trying to set me up, Sarge. I saw Austin drop it. I saw him with my own eyes, and so did Garfield. As it happens, he's just admitted it.
I hope you haven't done what I think
No,
you've
Sarge,
done.
I haven't. I saw him with my own eyes. I've just been doing my job conscientiously. Trying to keep the respect of the public, Sarge. You coming in, then? I reckon we got a result here, mate.
Top of the stairs, left. There's the last door on the left before the main office.
Can I help you?
Yeah, sorry to bother you. I was looking for Gordon Ray.
That's no bother. Was he expecting you?
No, he wasn't. I was just calling on the off chance. I'm Clive. DS Clive Hooper, Drug Squad.
All right.
How do you do?
Viv Martella. Fine, thanks.
Do you know where I can find him?
Yeah, he's gone to the pub. Canteen food.
All right. That's where. Sorry. I'm not too familiar with the,
No problem. I'll take you over.
Thanks.
That's all right. And buy me a drink.
My pleasure.
Daddy, some bloke's been ringing you.
Did he leave a name?
No, no name. Must be keen though. He's called about 3 times already. Was it some new bloke in the firm you've been keeping quiet about? Kath?
Yeah, fine, thanks. Thanks for the message.
How about that?
Try it again then.
Excuse me, sir.
Good.
Someone to see you.
Hello, Gordon.
Clive, my God, what are you doing here?
Came to see you as it goes. Bit of business.
Yeah? Anything interesting?
Listen.
Right, DC Clive Hooper, DC Mike Dashwood, DC Tosh Lines.
Hi, hello. Hello, mate. Pleased to meet you.
Clive and I were together for a bit in Drug Squad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it must be, what, 4 or 5 years back now?
Near 6. What have you been doing with yourself?
Long story. Best told over a pint.
Some things don't change then.
I'm serious. I mean, if it comes down to it, I'd rather have Georgie boy here watching my back than some dippy plonk.
Cheers, thanks a lot.
I mean, he might be a bit pulky, but at least he's not going to be worrying about lathering his tights, is he?
Rat. Yeah, so what's new?
Total waste, then, are they, Dave, mate?
No, not a total waste.
No?
Yeah. I remember once, right? It was this right sort at Castle Street. So it's only about this high. Dear me. Gave a whole new meaning to night relief.
Do you remember the Abrani brothers?
Heroin from Pakistan through Brussels to London.
We think they're back in business.
Not on this patch.
Well, not personally. But we've got 2 known associates, Kenny Irvin and Danny Lawrence. From what I hear, they're both local boys.
And you want Alcalator?
Saves legwork.
Why not just send a DC?
What? Pass up the chance of a pint of pint with an old mate?
That's all most punks are good for, isn't it? You know what I mean? I mean, you don't want to take any nonsense. I mean, sometimes they just need sorting out, don't they?
Is that right, Dave?
Hey?
Treat 'em mean and keep 'em keen, is that it?
Sorry? Hang about, who rattled your cage? I wasn't even talking to you.
Dave! It's all I ever hear in this place. I pulled a right goer last night.
What are you talking about? It's only a bit of fun.
Fun? What's your idea of a really good time, eh, Dave? Knock 'em about a bit.
You know your trouble, Kath. You need a good seeing to sort you out. Does she ask for it?
Look, they're canteen cowboys, Kath. They're 10 a penny. Rise above it.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I know, but is it worth it? I mean, letting it get to you. All this grief. No, exactly. You want to think yourself lucky. I'm stuck with Mouth Almighty for the rest of the day. You gonna be all right?
Yep.
Well, look, I'll see you later. Maybe we can go for a drink or something.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
Get lost.
Hey, look, Kath, I didn't...
Didn't mean it, eh?
Well, yeah,
Is that an apology?
if you like, yeah. Hey, look, listen to me a
You've
minute.
got no idea.
Hey, what's going on here?
Nothing, Sarge.
Nothing?
Just a bit of leg pulling, that's all.
Go on, off you go. Get the rest of your kit. Not you, Kath. Have a word with you.
Oh, I told you it was eaten.
I'm sorry.
Viv, dear Super would like to look at a couple of our files. Could you introduce him to our collator?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, appreciate it.
It's all right.
Thanks, Gordon.
If there's a problem between you and Quinnan, it's got to be straightened out.
There's no problem.
Oh, yeah? Well, the past couple of days, you've been like a cat on hot bricks.
Have I?
I'm trying to help you.
Thank you, but really, everything's fine.
Good. Because be rest assured, if there's any problems in my nick, I get to hear about it. But, Kathy, I'm giving you the chance to tell me first. It's not meant, though. It's just a wind-up.
And look, it doesn't matter.
Well, it's not worth getting out of your pram for, though, is it?
No. And it's not like Kath to either.
No. Well, maybe she's... what's her name, you know?
What?
Oh, you know, women's things. The old hormones all upset. PMT.
You know, I always knew you were the sensitive type, Dave.
Yeah. Well, I've got a sister, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you ever talk to her?
Oh, Sarge. This is DS Clive Hooper. Clive, Sergeant Bob Cryer.
Pleased to meet you.
Clive's an old mate of Mr. Ray's.
Oh, yeah?
He wanted to have a look at one of our files, so I'm just showing him round.
Nice new nick you've got here, Bob.
Thanks.
Well, we won't keep you. It's always the old sergeants with the heaviest workload, eh? Lead on, Viv.
Patronising git.
Oh, Ron. This is DS Hooper. Clive, Ron Smollett, our collator.
What'd you do?
Collator?
Yeah.
I thought you had a woman here.
Sorry to disappoint you.
No, it's just, a mate at Dorset Street mentioned it, that's all.
Oh, yeah. He must have meant Kathy Marshall.
Oh, yeah, she was collator for a while, but she's back on the beat now.
Oh, right.
Can I leave you with Ron, then?
Yeah, thanks, Viv.
Any problems, give me a call.
Thanks. I'll do that.
I'll lay you odds he scored by Friday.
What, Martella?
All over her. Friday at the latest.
Nah, Martella's got more taste than that.
Ah, but has she got any better offers?
A fiver says she doesn't. Done.
You two all right?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Second on your left, and then you bear right, and you've got it, third and a stay. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, George.
Cheers.
What do you want?
I just wanted to know what patch Kathy Marshall's working today.
Oh, yeah? You tell him?
Yeah. I thought it'd be okay. I haven't been a mate of DCI raids and all that. Well, I haven't done anything wrong, have I?
No, don't worry about it.
Urgent call. Could you go to 1616 Cooper's Court on the Verdun estate? Neighbours reporting screaming and shouting.
Sierra Oscar from 487.
Sierra Oscar receiving.
That urgent call you just put out, Sarge. I'm on the estate now. I'll go and have a look.
Received.
Do you know which one's Cooper's Court?
the police, Jean. Jean, it's the police.
Are you the one who called us?
Yes, that's right. Number 17, Mrs. Hurley, that's me.
Jean?
Number 17 I live at. We're neighbours, me and Jean. She's 16, I'm 17. Numbers.
17, right?
That's right.
So what's been going on?
Oh, screaming and that terrible. She's my friend.
Oh. Right. You wait here, I'll call you if I need you.
I don't mind coming in with you.
No, it's all right, really.
Are you sure?
Bringing some rain even, but hopefully things should brighten up. Well, slightly at least for tomorrow. The top temperature today could reach around 69 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So
Jean?
The outlook is looking good. Peter will be along very soon with the sports news, but that's right after this.
Sierra Oscar from 487.
Receiving, go ahead, Gabby.
Urgent call. Ambulance, 16 Cooper's Court. A man's been stabbed.
The domestic.
Yeah. And we're going to need CID as well. It's all got a bit out of hand.
Right, well, we'll hang on here for CID.
Right.
Is there a neighbour?
Yeah, Mrs. Hurley. She lives at number 17. She's the one who called us.
OK, I'll have a chat with her. Anne?
Biff's coming down.
Right, well, you keep an eye on the flat then. I won't be a minute.
Yeah, all right.
So you'll be at St Tom's, yeah?
Right.
OK, I'll see you later then.
Yeah.
You've got a face like a wet weekend. What's up?
Well, you know.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I just want to square it, that's all. You can't go on like this. It's silly.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go next door.
Is she all right, my friend?
Yeah, she's fine.
Oh, good.
I was wondering if I could pop in for a minute, ask you a few questions.
Yes, I've got the kettle on. Back, Maxie. Come in.
We'll take it from here.
I should stay with her.
She's not going anywhere.
Hello, Kath.
I thought I saw you. How did you find me?
Came over the RT in the motor. You look really good, Kath.
What do you want, Clive?
I just wanted to see you, that's all. What, is that bad?
What for?
To talk to you.
You're the one who's been ringing my machine and leaving no messages, right?
I can't talk to those things.
I thought so.
I get tongue-tied. Anyway, I can't say what I want to say to you on that, on a machine.
We've said all we've got to say.
Look, Kath. I've changed. I'm off the booze.
Yep, ready.
And I want you back.
You're in trouble, aren't you?
Some idiot reckons I took a pop at him in the cells.
And did you?
Of course I didn't. But there's this young DC stirring it all up. He's had it in for me ever since I arrived. I'm being stitched up, Kath.
Look, I'm sorry, but no. Really, it's nothing to do with me.
But you're all I've got, Kathy.
I don't care, Clive. Do you understand? I really don't care.
Look, if you'd come back, I could sort it all out. I know I
God,
could.
go away, Clive. I don't want to see you anymore.
I can't.
I've got my life, you've got yours. That's it. Finished.
Kathy, please.
Don't ring me anymore, Clive. Ever.
Gov, what did your mate want with Kathy Marshall?
Mate? Oh, dear super. He's not really a mate. Anyway, I thought Martella caught his eye.
Do you want to know what beat Kathy was on?
Or maybe she's plan B if Viv blows out. See ya.
You look how I feel.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. It's battle fatigue. I get it myself from time to time. Right, now, you came in with the Gelsons, yeah? OK, well, the state of play. Mr. Gilson's in theatre as we speak.
Right.
As far as I can tell, his prognosis is good. It's just the right lung, and we should get that back up and running. So I don't see any problems there.
Good.
Yes, he's lucky. Could have been a lot worse.
And Mrs. Gilson?
Well...
Still in a state of shock, is she?
No, we've got her comfortable. She's not in terribly good shape, you know.
It's just post-traumatic stress, isn't it? She stabbed her husband, she's in a state of shock. It's fairly normal.
No, that's not the half of it, I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a couple of broken ribs for starters. She's got multiple contusions to her upper arms, legs, chest, back. The kind of injuries you'd normally associate with a nasty fall down the stairs. But you see, some of the bruises are fresh and the others are somewhat older, so she's got to be falling downstairs repeatedly over a period of some months to get in that condition. Do you follow?
You're saying someone's been beating her?
Rather methodically, and for some considerable time, I'd say.
I see.
God, I hate domestics. Why is it always me, eh? Why do I always get them?
A woman's touch, Viv. Compassion.
No, just a bit too much like real life for some people, this is. Don't want to get their hands dirty.
Is he dead? If I killed him, they won't tell me.
No, he's not dead.
Couldn't even do that right.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm just telling you. You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say will be written down and can be given in evidence. Do you understand? You hurt him pretty bad, though.
Wasn't enough, though, was it? Won't stop him.
It might. Do you want to tell me about it?
What's to tell? I stabbed him. I'll do it again. Do it properly next time.
Had he been hitting you?
How long? Always. Mostly after the pub. Didn't have to be, though. Could be sober. Any excuse. Had enough today. Couldn't take it again. No more. Rolled in from the pub. I'm in the kitchen. Just started straight in. No warning, no reason, no nothing. Just bang. Something went. I heard it. Felt it snap. Grabbed the first thing that came to hand. Told him to get out. I think he thought I was joking. I wasn't though, was I?
No. Why'd you stay?
My kid. Oh, she'll be finishing school. I'm meant to meet her.
What time is it? It's all right, it's early yet. Anyway, you won't be leaving here for a bit. Well, they're keeping you in for observation. I want to keep an eye on you.
But I've got to pick her up.
It's all right, I'll meet her.
Take her to my mum's.
Sure, anything you want.
What will you tell her?
I'll think of something. How old is she?
7. Rhiannon, her name is.
That's nice.
Of a song. What happens now?
Well, someone from CID will be along to see you later.
Will I go to prison?
I don't know. I shouldn't think it's likely.
Hello, is that Dorset Street? Yeah. It's Bob Cryer here at Scannell. Yeah, how are you? Look, is Brian Middleton around? No, it's nothing important. I just want to have a word with him. I want some information on someone.
How is she then?
Frightened. Scared of what he might do to her.
I'm not surprised. The doc was saying. Her old man sounds a right pig.
Yeah.
There's pictures at the flat. Him and her. Smiling family photos. And all the time this is waiting to happen.
You can keep it quiet for years.
Yeah, but to put up with all that rather than leave. I'm sorry, Kath. I'll never understand it.
Yeah, well, maybe she had nowhere to hide from him.
Makes you wonder whether there's any decent blokes out there at all.
None in this job.
Oh, I don't know. I met one today. Old mate of Ray's. He was quite nice.
D.S. Clive Hooper.
Yeah. What, do you know him?
I was married to him.
Oh, Kath. I'm sorry. I had no idea. He was at the station earlier.
I know.
I really had no idea.
Well, why should you? I went back to my maiden name. I seemed to get a bit of myself back with that. And now he's in trouble, he comes looking for me.
Why didn't you say something?
What is there to say? Anyway, there's nothing I can do for him. He'll go away.
You had me fooled. I thought he was a nice bloke.
He can be. Anyway, it's all water under the bridge. Look, I'm going to go and pick up the daughter from school, take her to her mum's, all right?
I'll finish off with the doctor and I'll have a quick chat to Mrs. Gilson. Kath, if you want to talk, you know where I am.
So. This isn't funny, Clive.
Do you see me laughing?
You've been drinking.
No, look. I bought you some flowers. Smell.
I don't want your flowers.
Well, what's wrong with them? They cost a fortune. Go on, take them.
I don't want them.
Look, Kathy, I'm sorry about earlier. It must have been a surprise seeing me. I didn't mean to give you a shock.
You should have stayed away.
I couldn't. I don't know what to do, Kathy. Oh, don't you walk away from me.
Let me go. Being done for assaulting a police officer is all you need right now, and I'm not going to be the one responsible for your finish. You can manage that quite well on your own.
Oh, so after 10 years, you're just going to walk away?
That's right.
Look, you're not listening! You've got to help!
No, I haven't. Not anymore.
Look, they're going to kick me out.
The sooner you're out of that job, the better.
You've just got to push it, haven't you? Always the smart answer. Got to go one better. And you know what happens, don't you? You bring it on yourself. Look at me!
Wait, what's going on?
You stay out of this, son. This is between me and my wife.
I'm not your wife.
No, that's right. You're nothing.
Yeah, I think we better calm down.
You're after from 487.
Go ahead, Kathy. Kathy. Kathy.
I'm just going down to school now, Skip.
There's a message from Sergeant Cryer. Thought you should know your husband is in the area and looking for you.
Tell him thanks, I've already seen him. I'm sorry to have got you caught up in that.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry too. The canteen earlier, I was well out of order. I didn't mean to upset you.
It's all right. Just don't do it again.
I wouldn't dare, Kath. I wouldn't dare.
Derek?
You expecting visitors, sir?
No, I'm off to area, the commendation ceremony.
Oh, yeah, right. You coming back afterwards?
Probably not.
Yeah, well, I'll see you tomorrow then. Have a nice time.
What's that?
Oh, that's my squib book, sir. I'm giving out rockets.
I should have got a commendation once, you know. There was this bloke in a benefit office with a shotgun right up his trolley. And who talked him down?
Yeah, you could talk anyone down, Reg.
Yeah. Of course, mine would have been a commissioner's commendation, you know. Not the Mickey Mouse kind like Quinnan's getting. But where I saw politics, see, I never got the nod because I'm a maverick.
You're not a maverick, Hollis. You're a bum steer. You're also on 3 beat, out.
Sir?
Books, please, Garfield.
Sir?
Property lost, property found, firearms register, licensing register, books.
Yes, sir.
hip change, right? Yeah.
Let me get it.
Mum, don't be silly, yeah?
All right.
Ladies?
Like I said, he was off all day. He owes me a tenner. Never again.
I thought you and Dave were mates.
Yeah, he's pushing his luck. First to the bar every time. Just a nice guy, wants to get his priorities right. Like spending his own money.
Sierra 1 from Sierra Oscar, receiving over.
Receiving.
Disturbance at 26, it's 26 Abelman House, 3rd floor, reported by Mrs. Curtis, number 27.
We're on our way. ETA 2 minutes.
Who's driving, you or me?
Down to the end and right. Mrs. Curtis? Yeah, it's next door, number 26. Been getting worse all week.
Look, love, if it's just
Look,
a
I know
domestic...
they've had a bad time, but one of them's going to end up doing something really stupid. And it's a baby. What's the name? Mrs. Butler. Mrs. Butler.
Wait! I'm still talking to you!
Butler.
Hey, cool it! Leave her, cat! Yeah, leave her, she's not worth it!
What's your problem, pal? Me, nothing, everything's terrific.
Your neighbour says there's a baby in there, is that right?
She's fine, yeah?
Can we come and have a look?
I said she's fine. And we'd like a look, OK? Oh, whatever you say, number 595. I collect police numbers. Haven't got many. Just show us the baby, please. She's not a baby. She's 2.5. And her name is Gemma.
Hello, Gemma. She's fine.
I take good care of Gemma. Good care.
Fine.
You don't know who we are, do you? You don't know? Do you, 487? Butler? Right. Our son, Graham, was strangled by a lunatic, remember? Of course, that was months ago, wasn't it, eh? And you're busy people, ain't ya? You got shoplifters to nick and parking on yellow lines and loads of lost dogs and stuff like that to sort out, ain't ya? We only lost a kid. And we're solved, so that's all right, isn't it?
David, you found it all right then?
Yes, sir. But this is my young lady, Suzanne.
Oh, pleased to meet you.
Hello.
And this is my mum.
Hello.
Hello?
You're Inspector Munro, are you?
No. No, I'm Chief Superintendent Brownlow.
Oh.
You must both be very proud.
Well, catching a murderer, that's about the best you can do in this job, isn't it? I said to Dave, they can't ask more of you than that.
No, quite.
I wasn't involved in the murder inquiry myself, not after the initial search.
Lucky you.
I mean, I'm sorry if you feel you've been neglected.
Number 340. Come round. Put back Graham's stuff. In a plastic bag. Yeah, mate, we finished with these. Happy birthday. That's Graham as far as you lot are concerned.
Dramatic, really. I just ripped off my shirt, bound his arm up in it, and sat there with him till the ambulance turned up. I managed to sew it back on in the end, so I suppose it was worth it. How about you?
Oh, he caught Donald Blake, the Sunnhill child killer.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, I saw a bit of evidence, put two and two together, that's all.
Mervyn the mongrel, yes? Big red dog?
Yes, that's it, sir.
Excellent work.
We do our best, sir.
His name's Dave Quinnan. He's a good copper, Alan. was his quick thinking which helped us find the man who did this to Graham. And Jenny Price. If it weren't for him, other children...
We couldn't get his body. Not for weeks. It was like he didn't belong to us no more. None of our business. No visits, no information, nothing. You know, we only found out you caught the slime who'd done it by reading about it in the paper.
Sorry. It shouldn't have happened like that, but the system...
What system? Lose someone in a mass wipeout or something, then you got a system. Train crash, someone, they swarm all over you. You try having your son murdered. You even had to play detective to find out when the court hearing was. And queue up to get in to see the man. Sat next to his daughter.
595 from Sierra Oscar, receiving over.
Receiving.
Can you state your position, please, 595?
26 Abelman House. Confirmed as a domestic. No offence disclosed. Over.
Can we expect you back on patrol shortly?
Yes, Sarge. Very shortly.
This trouble between you and your wife... Well, you weren't on the best of terms when we arrived. Were you arguing about anything in particular?
Always used to row about Graham. Old habits die hard. That's a pun.
You say you still argue about Graham. In what way?
Like, whether we should leave his bed alone or sell it?
And you want to keep it?
If that's all right with you. Might not fit into a plastic bag.
I suppose you haven't had much support from the neighbours.
What, that nosy cow next door? She's a ghoul.
What about the other side?
The heavy music. Next to them squatters. After that, they don't speak English. We're quite a little community up here.
You don't go to work, Mr. Butler?
Not since Graham had his neck wrung, no. Sorry, property number 2476 to you. Mind if I put them back on the shelf now? I've got to keep the place tidy. Back already?
Only a phone call.
What phone call?
What do they want anyway? Looking for stolen?
No, concerned. The old cow rang 'em. Not enough marital bliss.
It's among the salesmen. How many were seen this morning?
4. Well, these guys haven't got the background.
Oh,
She isn't
don't be
always like
so
this.
defeatist.
Sometimes she ignores
Two
me.
birds with one stone. Sorry. What are
Are you happy for us to go, Mrs. Butler?
I think I'd better make a start on these.
Christina.
Mrs. Butler?
Until we do get fixed up with the cutter, you'll be able to use Ruth, you know. Delegate. That's what you'll be here for. Use her.
When's she starting?
Alan, I know someone should have said this to you before, but there are victim support organisations we can put you in touch with.
Oh, yeah, we had a visit.
I thought you said...
I don't count voluntary workers. People who do it for fun.
I'm sure...
Some geezer in a woolly jumper telling me to talk about pain. I told him to stick it where the monkey puts his nuts. I don't want sympathy, right? I don't want some prat I've never met before sitting in there nodding at me. All I wanted was to be treated like I still had an interest in my son, okay? Thanks for calling.
They can get off their backsides.
Get on with life.
You can't help that sort of people, Kath. You give them the earth and they'd still bleat.
Crime solved. End of story. I think they've got cause.
If they take better care of the kid, maybe he wouldn't be dead. Make a guilt complex. That's all they're suffering from.
The Prices took care of Jenny and she's dead as well. Oh, it's our attitude I'm talking about. Graham's clothes, for a start. I mean, maybe somebody should have asked them if they even wanted them back.
Should. Procedures break down. That's why Conway marches around with his little book. Anyway, I don't need one of your lectures. I didn't stick that plastic bag in Butler's hands. Hero Quinnan did.
And I suppose you would have shoved them through the letterbox.
Listen, I found Graham Butler's body. I trod on it on Canley Fields. And I was the first on scene for Jenny Price. I found her in a plastic sack. I couldn't sleep for a week. So don't pigeonhole me as a callous bastard.
Ladies and gentlemen, occasions like this are the lifeline to sanity that make the thankless lot of a DAC worthwhile. I seem to spend a lot of my time at the moment, both publicly and privately, defending the good name of the Metropolitan Police. You are my reassurance. The proof, if proof were needed, of the courage, alertness, and determination of the men and women who are the Metropolitan Police. You are the reason that the people of London can have faith and confidence in the service that we provide. For although you have been, quite rightly, singled out for honour, you are, in one sense, merely representatives of the thousands of your colleagues who, day in, day out, perform their duty with similar courage, alertness, dedication, for no other reason than it is their job. The job.
All I know is that Dave Quinnan took Graham's clothes back because the CID thought it would be a good idea. Dave had been involved in the case. They thought the butlers might want to hear what he thought about it.
Well, he obviously wasn't in a very chatty mood.
Did you find Butler easy to talk to?
No.
No?
Congratulations, Colin.
Thank you,
It's a
sir.
fine commendation for you.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
That he's the one who gets his photo in the paper.
They all get their photo in the paper.
Yes, but he'll be up the front flashing that smarmy grin at me.
I'll say this for you, Tom. You certainly don't have to take things personally.
I think I'm entitled. I should be up there as well as Quinnan. I arrested Blake. I interviewed him. I deserve the award of the strong stomach for that alone.
True.
So why nothing? Brownlow could have recommended us both. Why didn't he? You were there.
It was months ago, Tom. Does it matter? DAC's commendation
Is a mark of recognition. Why Quinnan and not me?
Because Brownlow fancies him.
Come on. Why?
Look, Tom, all right, so you were disappointed when it happened. But it shouldn't be gnawing away at you like this, mate. It's not healthy. Forget it. But where's this book you were going to loan me?
You checking up on me, sir?
I'm checking up on everyone, Tom. And I'm not best pleased with what I've found elsewhere.
I trust you'll find the custody records in order, though.
Yeah, up to a point, except for Mr. Patterson.
Richard Patterson, bailed on the 8th.
I know. So why haven't we got shot of his property? It's the third time I've asked, and it still hasn't been actioned. Where's the arresting officer?
PC Quinnan's at the commendation ceremony, sir.
Yeah. If he doesn't clear it tomorrow, he'll have an official reprimand to go on his file as well. Look, you sergeants have got to screw down on these procedures. Nicking people's just not enough.
Yes, sir.
Bloody Quinnan!
Easy, Tom.
Easy? He's up there taking tea with the Queen. I'm here made to look a prat because of his laziness.
All right, I'll speak to him tomorrow.
Yeah, you speak to him the way you usually do. The strokes you let him get away with, I think you must be having it off with his sister.
You're loopy, Tom. I really believe you're getting loopy.
I'd rather be loopy than a snidey little rat bag. Commendation? It's farcical. I don't know how you can look me in the face.
Not many people want to nowadays. I'll agree with you there.
Why don't you come clean? You recommended Quinnan, didn't you? Brownlow asked you for your 2 penn'orth and you gave it to him. To hell with a 20-year man. Give it to the young smart aleck.
All right. I did recommend him. For quick thinking and initiative. When did you last use any initiative, eh? Apart from digging yourself out of the mire or putting someone else in it. You're right, Tom. They do not give commendations for nitpicking, for bloody-mindedness, or for being a 24-carat pain in the arse. Because that's what I think you've become, and I'm your friend. So just judge for yourself what other people are thinking.
And what exactly would you say that this commendation means to you?
Well, it's insurance, isn't it? Makes it harder for them to give me the sack, I suppose.
Oh, Mr. Brownlow, perhaps you'd like to be in this one. I always like to do a little feature on our star commendee. Phil?
Yes, sir.
Oh, right.
Mum, girlfriend, if you'd like to go through, stand on either side of David and Mr. Brownlow on the end. That's lovely. Get in nice and close together. That's it. Bill? Right. A nice, friendly little group.
Guess what? He's got form.
Who?
Butler. I've checked.
What'd you do that for?
Because I was sure he would have. 3 convictions, theft. She's been done and all, shoplifting.
And that makes it all right, does it? He can't feel grief. He stole a packet of fags when he was 18.
We've caught the murderer. Justice has been done. We don't owe these people anything. If they can't help each other...
Because they're slag, right? Well, the Prices aren't slag. They were a decent, happy family, and do you know what's happened to them? I've checked. They've split up. Their house is up for sale. More wonderful aftercare.
And that's our fault. These people have lost a child. Murdered. Gone. Even if they wanted help, what good can we really do? Or can you resurrect children? No, you can't. All you can do is make coffee.
Because he wasn't any good at passing the exams and that, but he was always very sharp. And even when he was a toddler, he was very quick-witted. Well, you have to be when you're youngest of 5, don't you?
Yes, I'm sure. Good. Well, congratulations again, Quinlan.
Thank you, sir.
Early turn tomorrow?
Afraid so, sir.
Here, can we give you a lift? We've got a cab coming.
Oh, it's very kind of you, but I've got my own car. Thank you. Well, it's nice to have met you both. Goodbye.
Sir?
Oh, Dave, it was a super day.
Good.
What a pity Marcy couldn't come. Who's Marcy?
Isn't that our cab? Sierra 1 from Sierra Oscar, receiving over.
Receiving.
Yeah, Abelman House again, Kath. Domestic disturbance. 999, call from Mrs. Butler herself. I think you're going to straighten this one out a bit better.
We'll be up and down there like yo-yos now that they've latched themselves on you.
We'll see you in 3 minutes, Sarge.
Don't hurry, will ya?
What's the problem now?
He's off his jump. He went through with a penknife.
Why do we do that then?
How the hell should I know? I told you he's flipped.
He's still up there.
Of course he's bloody up there.
Mr. Butler! It's the police! Mr. Butler!
Oi! Got a key here!
Is she all right? Gemma?
Why the sudden interest in Gemma? Part of the deal, is it?
Mr. Butler? You all right, pal?
Get that bitch out.
It's you they're getting out. They're locking you up.
What, so you can have all the blood money?
It ain't blood money.
How much you selling grain for then, eh, Mum? 50 grand, is
Yeah,
it?
my conscience is clear.
You ain't got no conscience.
I was a good mother to that boy. I don't care what you say. The papers wouldn't want the story if they thought otherwise.
They want it because you're a slag. They want dirt. Dirt and blood.
What harm can it do Graham now? Tell me that, hey? Why should we live in this dump forever? Why should Gemma? Oh, you're so wonderful. What did you ever do for Graham except give him slack when he nicked your lager?
You lied.
You ignored him, and the other half you were legless. And now you've woken up when it's too late.
You lied.
But don't take it out of me. My conscience is clear.
You understand why you've been arrested, Mr. Butler? We can't just shrug our shoulders at the use of a knife. If your wife decides to press the matter, we're looking at a charge of actual bodily harm. It's fortunate for you the officer intervened. Otherwise it could have been attempted murder.
Thanks for the information, 5-4.
It ain't blood money. Like the bloke from the paper said, maybe it can do some good. It's a warning to people who read it. Graham's dead. You gotta take what you can get in this life.
Here, look.
to David Patrick Quinnan. Yeah. For alertness and use of initiative whilst pulling the crumpet.
Don't spill beer all over that. That's got to go up in my bedroom wall.
So talking of which, no Suzanne tonight?
No.
Well done, mate. Hello, 340.
All right, so listen, what do you want to drink then, eh?
I'll have my tenner back for starters.
Yeah, what tenner? I paid you back.
No, you never.
Oi, come on, leave it out. It's Dave's night. Come on, I'll get you drinks. Pint of lager top for Smiler, please, love. Where's Kev?
Doing the butler's housework, I expect.
How's Butler?
He stopped crying. Still, now he's in the system good and proper, at least he'll get some help, won't he? Like Donald Blake.
Going to the pub?
You must be joking.
My treat.
I'll buy my own, thanks. Not in the grapes, either.
Is this still Dave Quinnan? Tom, you are not hurting anyone but yourself. Now look, is it asking so much for you to be just a little magnanimous? Just this once?
I can be magnanimous, but I don't like pretending. I don't fit in here anymore. Not with you or anyone else. I'm out of step. So I'll drink where I like. You can go and be mates with the lads.